Muslims need to organize themselves. Muslims need the leadership. The leadership have a biggest role here. And also the parties have a big role. Only Democrats are reaching out to Muslims, and Muslims are reaching out to Democrats. The Republican Party, for some reason, are reluctant to reach out.
But
When
do you think the
doors,
Muslims are reaching out to the Republican Party? That's my point.
okay, no. They see
As they should.
the
as they
most
should.
easiest thing in America is getting part of any political party. Their doors are open. I mean, I go a lot of different functions and I see they receive you as an honor. When they see somebody other than like other nationalities, they are coming and listening to them. So my suggestion, I cannot advise people, we all are adult, we are educated creed of this country, and we need to understand this, that we need to reach out to Republicans, we need to reach out to Democrats, we need to reach out like independents, to everybody. Only way you can do that once you have united yourself, once you are together. I am going as an exemplary case. I go to every function.
Well, maybe the Republicans know that the Muslims, generally speaking, only reach out to Democrats. So the Republicans are not going to waste their time.
Whereas, you know, as a Muslims, we
should
more
reach out to
associated with Republicans' ideas.
And
our religion,
of course.
Islam, is more tilted towards Republicans.
And that's my point. Trump has now shown the Muslims, if you guys don't reach out to me, I'm going to reach out to your Muslim country.
Absolutely.
But that is smart.
Absolutely.
The man said he's smart. And I mean, why I want to share that with you, because you're a journalist, and I know your newspaper and your magazine, your Asian Times, it's important to reach out to all these people.
Absolutely.
Because we are heading into a time here in America. Muslims are only 3%. And they got to understand, if they don't reach out to all the people, when that party goes, they are gone, and you're history.
We need overhauling, biggest overhaul. See, sometimes it's very hard to say truth. We live in communities where everybody cares other communities. People don't want to tell the truth. They keep it within themselves. It's very hard to say no to somebody whom you like.
So do you think some of these Muslim organizations that are formed and that were formed in the name of political organizations
Absolutely.
are not really Muslim organizations, but it's a country organization? It zooms only to
that region.
that region of country when it should be Muslim.
Muslims.
You know what I'm saying? You claim to form a political Muslim party, but it only has Arabs. Or it only has Pakistanis. It only has Bangladeshis
That's
or Indians.
my biggest debate.
Now that
This is the biggest debate I'm having among the community leaders.
Because
this is what I'm exercising, telling all those people who were struggling for last 30 years in this country. If we don't change today, the next 30 years will be wasted. Today we need to understand, sit and analyze what you have done.
Well, maybe they can call it a Pakistani political party.
You don't have
or
to call it
Bangladeshi
any party.
party.
See,
but if you call it a Muslim, it should
They should
include
be
all the Muslims.
Yeah, it is not. It's not happening.
You know, if you say interfaith, it should be open to all faiths.
All faith. Yes.
And if you say Muslim, it should be open to all Muslims, not geared for only Muslims of one country. I mean, I have no problem. You can call something an Indonesian political American party, Indonesian American political party.
When you use the word Muslim,
that
it
is
should be the
international.
one. It's an international
Yes.
word, and it should be one.
And you should be inclusive.
Oh yeah,
of
inclusive.
all
For
Muslims.
when you say Pakistan, it makes sense.
I have no
when
problem
you say
with
India, makes sense. But when you use this word, a universal Muslims, so there should be one voice,
right.
one philosophy.
And you shouldn't use words, because people are not stupid out there. We're in a very intellectual world.
Absolutely.
We're in the world of technology and intellectualism. So you made a good point. You use the word Muslim, it should be inclusive. You use the word interfaith, it should be inclusive.
Absolutely.
You use the word Muslim organizations, then all Muslim organizations should be inclusive.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be just one culture people or one, you know, because you see what has happened. A lot of us still have that back home, and I'm sorry to put it like this, that third world mentality. You know, there's a famous English saying, you can take a man out of the gutter,
Absolutely.
but it's hard to take the gutter out of him. And you're a journalist, so I could say that to you.
This is what my effort will
I
be.
may be very much criticized for this statement, but you are the man with Asian Times that you need to express this.
Absolutely.
You can take someone from the gutter. Sometimes you take someone from the third world country. You bring them to America, but you cannot take the third world mentality out of them. And we need, that's why we run a magazine called Al Hikmat also, Al Hikmat TV. And that's why I want to talk to people like you. So some people out there who are thinking can start thinking, what are we talking about? Muslim, Islam, a bigger picture than Trinidad,
Absolutely.
Guyana, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Arabia.
See, the effort should be for focusing on people who have become American citizens. Then once they are American, then they can choose their parties, because you know this is a process. First they need to be American first, then they can be part of any party. And parties, of course, like you know Republicans or Democrats, they have their arm open. Those parties are not for limited people, it's unlimited.
And that's why I use Trump as my example. The man
great
who
example.
criticized Muslims,
But he's
banned
doing
Muslims. Amongst his first 3 to 4 guests, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, in his very first trip, he chose Saudi first. Listen, he could have gone to the Vatican first. He could have gone to Jerusalem first. He chose to go to Saudi Arabia. That's a little message, whether it's political, whether it's strategical, whether it's just politics, I don't care. But it is the reality.
There is a politics for unity,